Engines are usually pretty good things at moving ships, so today we're going to go ahead and shove an engine straight into the back of this ship, and hopefully it will allow this thing to move around at a decent pace. So let's go ahead and jump straight in, shove some big old diesels in here, and get this thing moving. We don't really have that much room on the inside of this thing, but with the room that we do have, we are going to be able to fit some big old engines. So let's go ahead and shove that down there like so. That looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and barrier off all of these pieces, just like this. And then we're going to try and shove engines in here. I don't even know how that's going to go. I'm actually thinking the engines can go at the sides up here. This is still going to be a walkway, and I think that'll be fine. So, let's go straight to engine, and let's get it built. Actually, let's shove one of these guys in here first. Somewhere like this. There we go. We can then shove these guys onto there afterwards, 3 by 3. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. 7 of those, which means we're going to have 7 cylinders per engine. We could go with more, but I'm thinking 7 is probably enough. There we go. Oh yeah. That's crazy, but I think it'll work. Alright, delete that guy at the side. Awesome. That didn't seem like enough for me, so there we go. We've now added another set of cylinders, meaning each of these engines is 14 cylinders. That's pretty interesting. Alright, merge these guys together. There we go. Is this side done as well? It is. Okay, beautiful. They are a little bit high, so actually let's move them down. And then once we move them down, we'll fix them to the sides. We'll give them fuel. We'll give them air. We'll give them coolant and everything they need. Okay, let's do that now. Starting out though, we are going to need some starters. So let's go ahead and shove those on first. Let's go to, here we go, starters, 1, 2. We're going to have 4 of them, 3, 4. Excellent. And then we need to do the rest of this stuff. So I want to attach both cylinder rows together, and that should be good. So here's an angled piece. We're going to go ahead and do it in grey. I'm going to connect it to there and here, and we're essentially just going to connect those straight together. There we go. Alright, so everything this thing has as well. So if we do air on the top row, the bottom row will have it, etc, etc. Okay, we now need to add a fuel manifold. That's going to go to the bottom of this, just like so. An air manifold, that's going to go on the other end of this. And then we need to figure out cooling and exhaust. Alright, exhaust is going to go on this side. We're going to go ahead and chuck it on here like this. I'm going to add 2 exhausts. And essentially, we just need to make sure they go into each of these funnels. So let me do that real quick. Alright, there we go. The exhaust is piped in. Let me go ahead and go to the top of this, though. And I want the exhaust to literally go through every single one of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. 1, 2, 3. If we go ahead and do 1, 2, and 3, we can then chuck these guys on and count to 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So the exhaust is now going to come out of all of these things on the top. Another thing that I'm going to do as well is actually have the air supply go in a very similar direction. So let's go ahead and send this up. We're going to go ahead and send it forwards, I guess, in terms of the ship. We're going to send it all the way to here. And then, unfortunately, I'm going to have to, like, angle it upwards and then have it go sideways. I know that seems a bit strange, but that's what I'm going to have to do. So, go to angle, there we go. Shove it on there like so. Then shove it on here like this. And then wherever that is, it can be extended up. And that is where the air supply is going to go. So just do this in a straight pipe all the way to the top. There we go. And then we'll do the grey. 1, 2, 2. And then we'll chuck one of these guys on there like that. So that's the air supply. Bit weird that it's like that, but it's fine. Alright, the fuel tank. That is the next thing. I'm thinking we actually add the fuel tank in the bottom of the boat. Literally where we've got this big crevasse right here. So I'm going to send those guys like that. I'm going to delete that guy real quick. Chuck this one all the way down the side as well. There we go. And then the fuel tank can be mounted just underneath these guys. I guess it's going to have to go quite far forward as well. So we'll have like a shallow fuel tank. In fact, how about we go with this right here? We'll actually run it pretty much the length of the ship. There we go. We'll go ahead and seal this end off, just like this. We'll go to the other end, we'll seal that bit off just like that. And then I guess we can just do this. All the way at the end. There we go. Go ahead and seal all these guys just like this as well. And then we'll have a big old fuel tank that is pretty level with the bottom of the ship. It's also double skinned here as well. So if we ever get hit there, then we're actually fine. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and pipe that straight in. Make sure there is actually fuel in there, and then we'll test it out. Okay, so now that all that's in, let's go ahead and spawn it in, and we'll see if the engine will actually run. We'll also, the fuel might have lowered us in the water a little bit there, which is actually a good thing. So we just have to raise up this from the water line from down there to up here, and I think that'll be fine. Anyway, what I want to do is jump inside. Oh, I have no way of turning on the engines. Never mind. Alright, let's do it. 1, bam, bam! Okay, the engines are not starting, and I'm not entirely sure why. It says exhaust 0. Air and fuel mix should be fine? They are all connected. Weird. Okay, turns out we just needed some more starters. Now that we've got the starters, these engines do run. Okay, very good. What we need to do now is obviously add some propellers on the back to actually allow this thing to move. So let me go ahead and shove those in really quickly, and we'll see if this actually works. Okay, we have propellers on the back now, and we have rudders as well. The water line is pretty much perfect on this thing now as well, because the water is just below it. Let's go ahead and press 1, turn these engines on. There we go, and press W, and we should move. Okay, she is motoring along pretty slowly. Very slowly. Extremely slowly. But we are moving, so that's all that matters. The thing is, what we should do is add some gear ratio into this. Add some gears, and then it'll move quite nicely. I'd like to know how fast we're going as well, but for now we don't know. But that's okay. That's alright. Guys, we're doing things! We've got an engine installed now, and it actually works. That is beautiful. Okay, I think I might have solved the speed problem a little bit. This is the speedo right here. 3, 2, 1, go! We're up to 22 meters per second, and this is what it looks like on the outside. This thing motors along. We got our fuel situation up there. We got 35,000. We're using a lot of fuel very quickly. And then on this side, we got our battery. But this thing is flying! Look at us go! Beautiful! That's like 49 miles an hour, so I think I'm okay with that. I think that's where we are going to leave it today. In the next one, I think we are going to extend the bow of the ship just a little bit. I want it to be a little bit more pointy. We are, of course, going to get the boat on the back. I think I'll add a crane somewhere as well. We're going to have to add lights and stuff like that, and obviously a way around the ship, because at the minute, there's sort of no stairs or any interior, but that's okay. So, anyway, for now, thank you guys very much for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.